I am so excited today. We have a two-part series with Erin Addesso of Triple Threat Success. Guys, she is going to drop some nuggets that you will not believe. Stay tuned. If you haven't listened to the first part, take a listen. If you have, do be sure to listen to the second part. The fact of the matter is, whether you've been in network marketing for years or just a few days, your family and friends have seen your opportunity and your phone is, as we call it, burnt. If you're anything like me, that's a scary thought. So the big question is, how do entrepreneurs like us, who love the network marketing profession, who no longer want to be that guy, and are tired of convincing people during uncomfortable let's get coffee meetings where they say, what's this all about? How do we market in a way that aligns us with our dream clients and expands our network of upfront and transparent professionals, allowing us to get our time back, our families back, and gain a real passive asset? People like us who value impact over income, we deserve to see our visions once and for all. Join me in this podcast where we'll uncover just how to do that. My name is Eric Sablon. Welcome to Burnt Phone Marketing. All right, everybody, welcome to Burnt Phone Marketing. This is Eric Sablon. I actually have an honor of interviewing somebody that I actually met at 10X. So don't sleep on conferences that you go to. We actually met in a lunch break. So think about this, guys. When you go to lunch breaks, I always say the magic happens in hallways and corridors at events. So don't ever sleep on that. Like, try to meet people at events because you never know, how the reciprocity is going to work. She is a author, a writer, a coach. You're going to see in this interview that her energy is infectious. I'm going to do a lot with the video because she's so dynamic. Her book is out there called Screw the BS and Ignite Your Impact. Her mindset is, my hustle keeps me humble. Think about it, guys. My hustle keeps me humble. She has a coaching platform called Triple Threat Success. She's out of Colorado. Please welcome Erin Addesso to the show. Erin, welcome to the show.
Hey, what's up, Eric?
What's going on? Again, thank you for jumping on. I appreciate this. I'm super excited for what we're going to talk about. So today, I just want to actually, let you tell a little bit about your backstory on how you got into entrepreneurship, and just a little bit about what you've learned in the last couple of years in entrepreneurship.
Yeah, totally. But you're right about, we did meet at the burger joint at lunch at 10X, which was like so awesome. You're like standing next to me in line, and the line was like super long. And I'm like, well, I might as well talk to the dude next to me. He looks friendly. And then there we go. And now we've been friends ever since, just kind of following each other. And what's funny is we've talked on Facebook and stuff like that, but this is our first time seeing each other face to face since 10X, which is really cool too. But yeah, that was an amazing event, and that was in 2018. And I had started entrepreneurship in 2017. And I started entrepreneurship because I got laid off from, I was a VP of sales for a mortgage company. We just came off a record-breaking year, and I went into work on January 15th of that, of 2018, coming off a record-breaking year. It was like a snow day. Everybody else wasn't working. So I was like, I'm going to go into work and get a lot of shit done because people won't be bugging me, And instead, I got laid off that day. The owner came in and was like, hey, it's kind of a good time, nobody's around, I'm going to freaking fire you. So that's kind of, so it was a little weird. So I was like, well, this was one hell of a snow day. I should have stayed home like everybody else. But as I'm driving home, I was like, I've always wanted to start my own business. And I kind of was in that place where I knew I was ready, but I was chained to this paycheck that I was making from that company. And I felt like I couldn't leave it because it was it's too much to leave. But I was pushed off that cliff, and I was, kind of made to you've heard it before, build your wings on the way down. And so as I'm driving home, I'm like, this is it. I'm getting pushed. I'm not I'm going to burn my resume. I will not apply or fall, prey to any offers from any other mortgage companies. And I'm just going to build my business starting that day. And so I did. And so 2017, I just kind of got into coaching because that's what I did naturally as a leader, as a manager, and kind of like, recreating what I did as an LO and teaching other people how to do that. And then I also had a fitness background because I was a personal trainer, and then I opened a bunch of gyms out here in Colorado. I moved out here in '98, and I opened up a bunch of 24-hour fitnesses here, and I was the first female GM, and I had a lot of experience in sales and fitness and health. And so, and I had also just came off a knee replacement where prior to the knee replacement, I had gained 70 pounds. And so like, I was like, okay, here's fat version of Erin. And in 1 year, as being a VP of sales, having a busy life, I lost 70 pounds doing this thing. And so everybody was like asking me, oh, how'd you do it? How'd you do it? And so I kind of fell into coaching on fitness, and because it was easy and I could make money right away. But then when I realized, and I know, I've shared with you too, is like, I didn't love that very much. Like, and I had a coach that was kind of like pushing me to like build programs, do this, like you're making money. Like, I sold a $48,000 program, and she was like, that's it. Like this is your niche. And it was like, 1 year, 48,000, 4,000 a month. And like, I was proud of the sale, but then I was like, oh my God, I have to do this now. Like, I didn't want to do, I didn't want to do it. Like, I'm like, I'm a good salesperson. I like sales. I like transferring energy. I like getting people excited about the thing that they, that they want to do so badly, and me being the inertia. I like that, but I don't want to do fitness. So there was a lot of tears in my first year, and a lot of like, oh my God, I just wasted so much money. And then finally, when I just got to the point where like my happiness and like the reason why I got into entrepreneurship was to do my own thing and be my own person. And so I needed to, like, number one, fire that coach. And then number two, throw it all away and be okay with it. Just be at peace with you're throwing that piece of the business away because it doesn't serve you, and it's not allowing you to serve your people the way that you want to, and what you really could bring in this world. It was kind of holding me back. And so I didn't throw away the app that I built because I knew I could use the app, because health and fitness is a key part of like being a good business person, salesperson, human. You have to work out, like, in order to be healthy and be good contributing part of society. You gotta work out. You gotta get rid of that energy. And so that's still a key part of triple threat success, is like the app and having access to the app. And I just give it away though. I don't like sell it, and I don't try to do that. Like, it's like just part of, like, if you're part of my triple threat success family, you get the app, and like, please work out, or hire somebody if you can't, to make you kick your ass. So that was the thing. And then I started just building triple threat success off of the premise of, I'm a sales coach. My priority is my mortgage loan originators, because I did that for so long. And I really like to be able to be in their shoes. I just don't know. It's hard for me to coach people in a industry that I never ever did. Right. Mm-hmm. Like I also simultaneously coach realtors through my MLOs, because when I was in MLO, and all MLOs, they have to have, and it's mortgage loan originator. I'm like using acronyms that hopefully if you're listening, it's mortgage loan originator. They basically like write loans. So when you're a loan originator, you have to have these partnerships with agents, because agents actually get to the people first, because everything in, you want to buy, you buy the results, right? Like we all learn that you buy the result. And so the result is the house. And then the how do I get it is the loan. And so like, they're always like, oh, I want that house. So how do I get it? I get the loan. And they always they look for the money second. It's kind of the only industry where the money doesn't have the power. Right. The money is, like, we have all the money, none of the power, because they want the house, really. That's it. And so in order to be successful, you have to have a good partnership with your realtors, and they have to trust you, because if you don't get the job done, they don't get paid. Like they really have to have a huge trust in you, because you have to do your job to get them paid too. So they'll work really hard to get this client, to get this house, and then their loan originator could screw the whole thing up for them. And so, I learned a lot about the real estate business too, because I had these great partnerships, and everyone would share that stuff with me. So, coaching my loan originators and then helping them to build partnerships and relationships. And through my hustle playbook program, like the hustle program, they invite realtors to their hustle, and then we're all hustling together. We're building business, we're building partnerships, we're building trust. And, so triple threat success kind of spawned into, I coach mortgage loan originators. And then we in turn share business and coach each other, and help managing brokers to kind of coach their realtors up. and then, and then they go ahead and they do the loans. It's just it's that whole thing. I built the whole thing off of law of reciprocity, and that came from just like everything else that I looked at in my life. Was like people gave me so much, which allowed me to then come up with all of this, right? So if we then give back, right, if the MLO takes it from a different standpoint, is like my value add is going to be like, I just give to my realtor everything that I learn and I get from Triple Threat Success, then they're going to trust me with their clients and do their loans. And so it's been 3 years now, and I built Triple Threat Success, and I have tons of platforms within Triple Threat Success and Triple Threat University, which is a coaching platform, which I told you, like, after I went to the 10X and I saw Grant Cardone's school, I was like, I could do that. Like, I won't be as great as him, but I could do that. And so I started Triple Threat University, and that's where all of my content and all of my coaching goes. So then that could just be recreated, and it's just been so fun. Like I said, like I probably created so much stuff. I've learned to not so much like find out how to do it, but like find out the who. Like I told you, I have a full-time VA. I have a content team in the Philippines. I have I need them or I won't survive, because I don't, my big thing is like, be you, brand you, like, how to have the right sales conversation and like how to go out and prospect the fun way, not like just like, oh, I'm going to make like 20 cold calls and then I'm going to kill myself at the end. Like do the right things. All that other shit I need to hire out for. Cause like if I try to learn ClickFunnels, like, yes, it's an easier program, but I need somebody to do that for me, because when I get in there, it hurts me so bad that then I can't then do other things that I'm actually good at. But that was a very long-winded answer, and I'm sorry.
No, that's actually awesome. So what I really liked about it is you had something. Well, your back was against the wall on January 15th, and then you made the decision to become an entrepreneur, and then literally something was thrown at you that you didn't love, but you could get paid on. And then that's what a lot of people in our industry and in business are going through. They're in that spot where they have the golden handcuffs on and they just can't let them go. And it's tough to make a decision like what you did and then just let it go and kind of wash it away. But what you've done since you made that decision is you've got clarity.
Yeah.
And then I love what you said, like we always say hire when it hurts, but if you didn't have a VA, no business is made by yourself. So you can hire out a lot of things, and I would definitely recommend hiring out stuff that hurts, because it takes, like I take the plumber. The plumber is a great analogy. Like he doesn't want to do accounting, and he doesn't want to do, I mean, this is brick and mortar. He doesn't want to do accounting. He doesn't want to do marketing. He wants to go out there and fix stuff. That's what the plumber does. And you're getting back to fixing stuff. And that's what you really like. So the next question that I like to ask all my clients, I mean, all my people on the interview is, what, we understand your business is in coaching and for MLOs, what does your dream client look like?
So my dream client is the mortgage loan originator that's kind of, they're successful. They're closing 3-4 loans a month right now, but they're really aiming to get to 8 to get to 12. So they're closing about $1 million in revenue. So in certain markets like ours in Denver, that's like 3 or 4 houses is $1 million. Then I have like a client in Louisiana where it's like 7-8 houses is $1 million, right? So they're at that $1 million mark, and they want to scale up to, they want to get to 2 to 3 million to 4 million per month. So my ideal client is that person, because they already know enough to get to the million. And now I can just teach them a little bit of automation, a little bit of tweaking, like how they're speaking, who they're attracting, and making them realize like who their real client is, and then really focusing on that piece, how to double their efforts by using other pieces, hiring out, doing that kind of stuff, getting the right assistant and what that looks like to get them to scale to get to that 2, 3, 4 million mark, because that's really hard to do in our business in a consistent way. Like there's a time frame if you don't have the right coaching where you'll close 3 or 4 loans, and then you close 1 or 2, and then you close 3 or 4, and you close 1, and then you'll close 5 or 6, and then you might close 2. And that cycle happens a lot because they're in their loans too much. So they're like prospecting, they're doing really well, and then they get in their loans while they're closing, and then they're not prospecting. And so teaching how to prospect every day, even though you have this bit like pipeline, how to like let go of some of the stuff to others and have the trust and learn to empower, which a lot of it is like, I end up mindset coaching a lot, like, because in order for somebody to scale up, they have to learn how to empower others and then like be okay with it. and even if it messes up, like you'll be able to fix it, right? You can always step in and fix it, but like let them make mistakes if that's the case, and that kind of stuff. So that would be my ideal client. It's like they're already at the close to $1 million mark. They're looking to get higher. Or I work with companies who, have, a group of LOs that need that coaching. And I love coaching groups because you get a lot of synergy in a group. So you'll have I was saying earlier, it's like the perfection comes in the edit, right? So if you're in a group and like somebody says something and then somebody hears it and they're like, oh wow, okay, I could do that, but this way with my stuff, right? Like we all, and that's the big thing about like coaching to those groups of people that want to get better, is that they have their own original ideas, and we can take one idea, and how I would deliver it would be totally different than how you deliver it, right? And then we're going to attract the people that we attract, and there's absolutely no competition in that. And once I can kind of get the room to understand that, like the synergy in the room that occurs, and the coaching becomes easy, really. It's like me like moderating a bunch of like $1 million ideas. It's like awesome. So
they're willing to work together. They're willing to work together because they know that their lens is a little bit different from everybody else's lens. So they literally can just be open.
Absolutely. Yep. It's a lot of fun. So yeah. And I kind of, I scaled back as far as like who I coach. Like I said, like I kind of have prerequisites now. Like, you have to be at least $1 million a month producer and stuff. Cause I had to do that for my time's sake, because we are still just one person in building a company, and I have other products that I sell, and I have to work on that and build content and do all this other stuff. And so I kind of had to raise the bar, but in the beginning, like most people, it's like, you just take anybody, right? You're like, I'll just take anybody. And then you're like, well, this isn't really serving me or them. Like, if I realize like I'm not good if I coach more than like 3 people a day, and these are like 1 hour, but, I can make myself be decent 4 and 5, but I don't feel like I'm giving them everything that I want. And I need to, like, that's what I want to make sure that every time I'm with someone that they feel like they got 100% of my effort, 100% of my passion, and they know that I was completely listening to them. And sometimes when you get to that 4 or 5, you're a little burnt, like your burnt phone, and you can't, you're not as good. And I just didn't want to do that. So I had to set that bar for me. And in certain ways, like people are like, well, then you're limiting your income, right? But yeah, but I have other streams of income, and that's my whole thing too about like coaching LOs, and is having multiple streams of income. And I know you talk a lot about that with the MLM world too. It's like multiple streams of income can mean multiple prospecting trees, right? Like you get business from agents, you get business from small businesses, you get businesses from your past clients. That's 3 streams of income that come in different waves, right? They have different closing schedules. And so that's kind of how I work that model of multiple streams of income. And that's what I need to do in my business too. It's like, yeah, one stream is one-on-one coaching. Another stream is hustle playbook programs. Another stream is my triple threat social, where I help all my clients build their social. My other stream is triple threat texting, which I told you I'm launching in October, where, they're going to be able to set up their own texting campaigns. And then I have triple threat success bot, which is an AI real estate bot that they place on their messenger through ManyChat, which everybody watching this probably already knows that stuff. But building that bot was fun too, because I have a bunch of clients that are Spanish speakers. And so I built a Spanish speaking real estate bot, and I have the only Spanish speaking real estate bot in the industry right now. And that's like huge, because there's a lot of Spanish speaking closings that are happening. And in our market, they're saying by 2020, there's going to be more dual speaking closings than there will be just English speaking closings. So it's going to be kind of
You're
fun.
in front of the niche. You're definitely in front of the niche.
Trying to run faster, even though I'm old and slow.
I don't agree with the way that they said that you're limiting your market. I think what you're doing is you're setting a bar for your client to aspire to hit that market. Like if when people don't get accepted to a college, they don't tell people. But when people get accepted to a college, they tell everybody. So by hitting that, by putting that bar at 1 million, it's like, look, man, the last 2 months you were at 865 and you're close, but you're not really my dream client. And I don't think I'll serve you as well as I could if you were making 1.3. And I mean, at 800, you're probably like, yeah, come on in. But it's like you've created a bar where people aspire to get there. And I like to use the analogy is, if you go to a restaurant and there's a line, it's a good restaurant.
Right.
Right. So
it's like creating that line outside the nightclub. They do that in Vegas all the time.
Yeah. If you can get in like by just walking in, no one's in there. Yeah.
Right. That was like, I've been standing outside in the lobby for 2 hours. I walk in and there's nobody here.
Like, yeah, exactly. What kind of club is this?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's funny.
So you have a lot of content, and we talk about publishing, we talk about marketing, we talk about sales in this podcast. How important would you say publishing and marketing has been in your business? And what would be like 2 tips that you'd give to the audience to kind of scale quicker?
So publishing is huge. And it was something that I had to get out of my own way with too. Because I was like, I'm not good on video. I don't like how I look. I don't, I feel like I stutter and I don't say things right and I scratch my head and I do like all these weird things. And then I was like, well, that's kind of who you are, and screw it. People like to work with you even though you are this crazy person. So just do it on video and just see what happens. And what I realized in that whole thing was like, yeah, I don't like the video, but the video wasn't for me. And I say that all the time to my clients. I'm like, if you watch the video and you don't like it, it's probably a good video because it's not for you, right? And so once I kind of learned that and got out of my own way and kind of like let go of my own ego, right? That's really what it was. It was ego that was causing that. And then I just started publishing it. And honestly, like putting out videos in 2017, like on a weekly basis, is what allowed me to, in 2018, get out of $60,000 in debt, or like spending money on bullshit things, or like on Facebook people that are a complete fraud. Like you guys know, you go through that stuff and you kind of learn that. And then, getting myself back into the black was really because of publishing and having like people know who I was and understand what I was going through and kind of sharing all that, like sharing the losses, sharing the wins. But really like just sharing who I was and like how I was trying to serve. And the best way to do that is on video and publishing, like, how you're feeling, what you're thinking, what you're learning, what you learn from other people. I always talk about stuff that I've read in a book, or things that are working with my other clients. It's just like letting people know who you are. In sales, a lot of people say, well, I'm better face to face. I'm like, well, perfect. Then you should freaking do videos. Like oh, okay. Are you going to have 100 face-to-face meetings? No, but if you publish a video, you just did. In like literally 30 minutes, you just had 100 face-to-face meetings. So shut the hell up and do a video and let's see what happens. Right. And, I learned that the learning curve in video is very steep, right? It's kind of like I compare it to like snowboarding and skiing. So when I first learned how to ski, like I was like pretty decent right away. I was like, this isn't bad, but I wasn't great by any stretch. I couldn't really do anything cool. I could just ski, I'm like, I'm skiing and I'm plowing and I'm skiing. But then I like want to learn how to snowboard because I had a bad knee, and like that's the ski likes to twist your knee like in all these crazy ways, right? So I was like, let's snowboard. And when I got on a snowboard, talk about a steep curve, right? Like, man, I fell like the whole entire day, like for 13 hours. I think I fell so much. I almost broke a wrist. My tailbone was jacked. Like I'm like this big girl flying down the mountain. But then by like my third time, I was good. I went into the park. I was going on little like, boxes. And then I went to the half pipe. Like this curve was steep, but then I was really good. And skiers, it takes like 3 to 5 years, right? And snowboarders, it could take 3 to 5 visits, and you are good if you stick with it, right? So it's the same thing with video. So video is, the learning curve is steep. You suck really, really bad. You fall on your face. You look gross. You kind of are boring as shit on video, because I teach people all the time. It's like, if you think you have a lot of energy on video and you're being yourself, you got to up that shit by like 200 times.
Yes.
So on video, it translates, like it hacks you almost, right? So if I'm going to be me, I need to be like 200% of me on video to get the 100%. And so like once I grasped that, which was part of the steep curve, and hopefully people listening to this will like get it right away and not do what I did and like have 10 boring videos. But once you get that, then all of a sudden you become much better. You're like, oh, okay, I got this. I got to be like 10 times myself. So if you're a 10Xer, you got to be 10 times yourself in order to be that one time on video. It's really how it works. It's like video kind of numbs you a little. It like dulls you down, even the most excitable people, because in person I'm pretty excitable, but on video the first time I was like, whoa, who are you? You are boring. So so publishing made my whole business, and I continue to publish. I have hundreds of videos on my university, repurposing it. I told you I want to start a podcast because I have so much stuff that I want to get going, and it's just like finding the who now. I don't want to know how to do a podcast. I just want to like give them all the content and be like, hey, can you just build this shit? Like, and then go at it. Right. Because I know that that's just another modality that you have to use. Like some people learn through listening, some people like to watch, some people read, and we have to make sure as good business people, we accommodate all of those modalities.
Right.
So, yeah. So those would be my tips is do it, know that it's steep, fall on your ass, break a wrist, hurt your ass, do whatever, learn the lessons, keep doing it.
We all know that the network marketing industry is changing with the evolution of the internet, with the evolution of social media. Well, there's a big secret out there, and it's called The Network Marketing Secrets book by Russell Brunson. And here at Burnt Phone Marketing, we are going to give that book to you for free plus shipping. Just go to www.burntphonemarketing.com/secrets. In this book, you're going to find the 3 secrets to helping to convert people online, just like a 3-way call, just like a home meeting, and just like a hotel meeting. So pick up your free copy today, free plus shipping at www.burntphonemarketing.com/secrets.